Hi everybody, Kyle here, trainer at CMAC, and today I wanted to show you my personal way of processing time lapses. Here I have a folder full of stills from a GoPro. I put the GoPro in time-lapse mode and had to take a picture every 2 or 5 seconds. I wound up with 999 photos. So I could go into my editor of choice and import all of these photos and put them directly on the timeline. But as you can see, importing 999 separate files can take some time. And then the editing program may have some trouble handling this large number of files. Keep in mind, 999 photos only equates to about 33 seconds of video when it played back at 30 frames per second. So I've dragged all of the files into my timeline. I can select all by hitting Command A, and then force them all to just be a frame long by hitting Control D, 1, and Enter. So here's my 33-second time lapse. But playback gets a little choppy when I try to play back all 999 frames. So what I like to do is combine all of these separate image files into a single video file using Compressor. In Compressor, I can select File, Add Image Sequence, and then select the folder with all of the still images. Now I can select what kind of video file I want to make. For what I'm doing, ProRes 422 LT will work great. So now I have my still images lined up, ready to be made into a video. I'm going to compress it using Apple ProRes 422 LT. It's going to go back into the folder next to the folder full of stills, and this is what it's going to call the video. The only other thing I'm going to double check is that my frame rate is set to match my project. I'm going to select Video at the top, and since my video is going to be 24 frames per second in the end, I'm going to switch my frame rate from automatic to 23.976. The rest of the settings are going to be OK to stay on automatic for this project. I'm going to hit Start Batch at the bottom to start the process. So while this takes some time to process, it will save you time down the road during your edit. Now I can close Compressor, and I'll have a video file that's all of my still images compressed together. Now when I drop this file into my editor, it'll play back a whole lot smoother than my individual video files. Plus, now I can make adjustments to this one video, like my scale and color correction, and have it apply to the entire time-lapse all at once. Otherwise, I would have had to put all these still files into a compound clip or a nest clip to manipulate them at the same time. The Apple ProRes file will load into both Adobe Premiere and Final Cut Pro just fine and be easy to edit. At this point, I can edit the file into my project as needed and be able to manipulate it as a single file. If I need to slow down or speed up my time-lapse, I can do so with the speed settings in the editor. In Adobe Premiere, all I have to do is secondary click the video file and select speed/duration. I can make it play back faster by typing in a number that's over 100, such as 200. Or I can make it play back slower by typing in a number that's less than 100, like 75. Now my time-lapse is twice as fast, and it'll drop every other frame as needed. To adjust the speed of a clip in Final Cut Pro, I just click on the Retime button here. I can select a preset number for slow or fast, and fine-tune the speed by grabbing the right side of this blue bar and dragging in to make it faster or out to make it slower. That's my time-lapse process for turning stills into a video file for easier editing. If you have any other questions about editing or production, feel free to email us at info@cmac.tv, and we'll see you next time.